My boy and I were supposed to leave the club at 2. We left at 4. And it's 5:33 in the morning when I get into my apartment because transit between the Lower East Side and Crown Heights is a bitch. I stripped down to boxers and a coffee-stained t-shirt. I forced down leftover Chinese food because my hip bones are getting too sharp. And none of my pants fit. And I think I may be getting too thin to dream. I watch a baby roach crawl across the dining room table and I don't kill it. Because there are much bigger things to be afraid of, like running out of things to write about. And fucking Nazis. And the train fares going up and my mother finding out I smoke cigarettes. All my friends keep good karma in their cupboards when they're feeling less than holy. Others are chomping on stones while trying to tell a joke. Others are laughing about things we should be crying about. In 20 years, I'll be 43. God willing. 20 years from then, 63. And my heart ends somewhere. Snaps like a wedged bone, like it was never a muscle in the first place. Life is a marathon. Given the opportunity, of course, and I fear I can't stretch myself out far enough because I come from a generation of breakneck, baby-faced beasts whose futures look like a cloud of smoke. Like an actual rapture. One without warning. They say we become who we're supposed to be for the rest of our lives at 26. That means I got 3 years to unlearn the awkward cruelty thick on my ribs. 3 years to stop bashing my skull in before asking for help. To stop confusing telescopes and microscopes. It's an easy mistake. Some things are better understood via rooftops and right under my nose. My best self sometimes wanders around God's boondocks with a dirty needle and a hand grenade. I don't always know how to look for it because I'm too busy bathing in teeth. Sometimes she says I love you only when she's being ironic. There's a wishing well in the middle of my dining room table. I drop dollars in it, hoping to get a little more bang for my buck, hoping that my heart, some sleep, this mouth and this person that I happen to be will be worth a story or two. But I run past myself every time I like something too much. I hate missing people, it makes my eyes twitch. I cry much more often than I would like to because it fucks with my aesthetic. And I laugh much more often than I would like to because it fucks with my aesthetic. I don't want to care about a damn thing, but I blush at the sound my heart makes. I have 7 gray hairs and I don't have a degree and some white asshole just got published when it should have been me, and I hate this life. Almost. Damn near close to as much as I'm in love with being alive. And isn't that a dirty fucking trick? I'm calling all my closest friends to come marvel at the wreck we've been in. We're all cruel and smart and brilliant and tired. I know that winters in New York be ugly and cold, and my track record shows that sometimes my heart be the same. And I'm not as cool as I would like to be, but I'm also not as kind as I think I've convinced God. So I hope I don't come off ironic when I say that this shit-stained body cast of a life is worth living. Be 20 different people, telling 20 different stories, get lost in the planets dying inside of you, grow 10 new ones. It's hard to always give it to God. It's okay for prayer to give you cotton mouth and to be skeptical of what the fucker is up to. Love him and her and her and him, and forgive him and her and her and him, and forgive yourself for the ways we've chosen to survive. Because God forbid we feel a damn thing and knew exactly how to cope. My generation is looking pretty good dirty. It's playing rough in public places. It's every smart mouth, raw nerving, good people with shifty intentions friend I have, and their knapsack filled with fucked up, no good, filthy habits. Because we're just trying to find ways to stay interested in being alive. We don't always know how to do that right. We don't always know how to do that right. And you guys, God bless you guys.